We are going to create a new project. We will keep it empty. This application is our multiple activity and number game. Yeah, multiple activities and the number game. We want to now shift to the week number 3 because week 2 is already done last week. Although we are still in the week 2, but this extra class make it go into the week number 3. Fine. Nothing else we want to change here, and we finish. Close that one. Let it compile. We are going to create the main activity, ask the user the name, and we also have a button. On the click event of the button, we will check that the user has given some input or not. If the user has given the input, then we will start the game activity. If it has not given the input, then we will be asking the user that you must give that particular specific username or the name so that we can start the number game. Otherwise, we are not going to start it. So that is what we want to check. And the other thing is, this is what I am talking about. We have different type of debugging information that we have like debug, we have info, warn, error, asserts, and verbose mean it will show you everything. Right now, because there is no device is connected, so thereby that's why it is not showing me anything. As soon as we start our Android virtual device, it will start showing me the things here. Okay, that's what how we can print something here. We will see, and we try to make it a debug one option. Fine. And other thing is, look, if I say that intent, and I say intent is equal to get intent, even in the main activity we have that particular intent object which is given to us by the Android system. And of course, if we try to access some information from inside the intent, the data there does not exist over there. Even in the main activity we have this one, and we can try to find something. Maybe I can say that I want to read an integer value, val is equal to intent dot get int extra, and then I say that key, and we say that -1 is the default value. Log, it's log dot d, log dot d, and again what we are doing, the tag that you want to tag that particular log information, and then what message you want to print. So I say that this one, and then here if I say that default intent, and that should not be a very long one, okay, val, and then here default value is I plus val. Understand? I'm just putting that particular. So what will happen here? That particular message will come into, because we are saying log.d, it means it will go into the debug type, and then it will print first this one column, and then it will give me this one default value is val. If it is -1, well, let's run it. You will see that. Okay, let's go with that one. So look, it start coming up. The process is running. They are, everything is, all that particular specific device, what is going on, it will start printing. So now we are starting the activity and see that if it is printing that particular specific installing the application. As soon as it will run that particular line, it will print that particular information here. Where's my debug? Okay, let me find this particular value. Look, it is there. Default value is -1. The reason is that that key does not exist inside the intent which is passed by the Android system to our application. Understand? So you can, like, it's a coming as a debug, and then it is verbose. I mean, why it is, if I go there, you can see that one because I'm searching it, so that's why it is showing me only. But if, what is that? Where is my information? But anyway, we can always go and search for that particular specific. Otherwise, there are a lot of information, because everything that is we are that particular app happening in that particular specific Android virtual device, it is being coming here. Okay, that's the log, the actions that has been taken, that action has been performed by this system. So now what we want to do here, we want to create that particular application. Okay, so fine, we have that particular text view, we don't want it, we want an edit text, or maybe we keep it like that. The reason is that we can say that the title one, okay, where is the text property? We have that particular text property, we can say that it is our number game, then we can say that text size is 30 sp, and let me see that preview as well. So we have 30 sp. I want to make it text style, we make it bold, and then we also have text color. And one more thing that I would like to show with you is this thing, that is the material design. If we go to the material design, materialdesign.io, we have different type of applications are there. If we go into the tools, you can find different tools to create the icons, material design editor, theme editor, what are the galleries, icons. I mean, we have a lot of things, but we are right now interested in that particular color palette. We always using that particular accent, which is a pinkish color. So if you want to change that particular specific behavior, you need to select some colors from here. Maybe I would go for something different. Okay, orange. So look, it is giving me that particular number. So we can select that particular number and then go into our application and put that particular number here. Hash sign is important. Remember that exact same number. So look, it changed that particular number over there. And the other thing is, we don't want to create that particular application to go on the bottom. Maybe we can also remove this one, no problem. And then we can say that text style. Okay, style is bold already, we don't need to do that. Maybe I want to put some padding here. I want to put some padding like 20 dp. We have some space up on the top, fine. So that is our title. Then we can put, and the other thing is, if we want to put something below, then we need to put the ID over here. So we can say that ID title text, or maybe we can say that it's main title, main activity title text. Here we want to put some edit text. I say match, not Android. Height should be the wrap content, and that should be match parent. So it will become like that. I want to put some hint over here. I say that name, and then I say that I want to make it top to the bottom of ID main title text. So it will go below that one, and I also put some margin on top, that is like 20 dp, so it's a little bit far apart from that one. And we want to access this particular information inside our code. The reason is that we will see that what specific information has been inputted or given by the user in that particular field, and then we check that user has given some information or not. For that we need the ID, and we also can use that particular ID to align our button which is going to be below that particular one. So we can say that name input, okay, and then we can have our button. Again I say that wrap content, and then we can say that text start game. I want to make it center aligned, so we say that left to the left of the parent, right to the right of the parent, and it should go below top to the bottom of that name input. And we can also put some margin above that one, so that we have margin top 30 dp. So that is a simple application. Okay, what's happened? I didn't do anything. I just showed decorations, I put it over there. So let me know what's happening. Yeah, I didn't do anything. I just show that particular decoration. That's it. Anyway, so we have that particular specific. I think that when we will run that particular application, it will be fine. We will see that. Okay, look, it's, I mean, because I just show that particular decorations of that particular look like a mobile, so then it's a problematic. Right now we are not doing anything, but we want what we want. We want to implement the on click event for that particular specific button. So we say that on click we want to start game. Okay, we want to start the game, so we press alt enter. Want to create that particular start game method inside our main activity class, so it will create that particular method. Now here we want to start our activity with some information that's are coming up. First thing is we need to create that particular added text name, and then if we again we say alt enter, it will import that particular class here. Again, if I just try to control Z here, look, because I have not pressed the entered when I typing it, it is not imported by default. If I say that like edit text, if I type it myself, it say that, well, it's a correct thing, but it does not import by default. So for that particular specific thing like text, so always press enter. Otherwise you have to say that alt enter and import that particular file. It will import it for us, no problem, but you know, these are the some annoying things about that particular specific Android Studio, but there are also good things as well. So added text, we need to initialize it. Name is equal to find by ID, and then we say that r dot id dot, what is that, name input. Okay, look, if I put that particular specific line initializing before the set content view, what happened? Let's see. And I think we need to look at that particular specific error. No, there's no error. Maybe verbose. We should have the error, failed to choose configuration. We're trying to do that. Let me what you can say that, let me change. So we'll say string, and then we say that name str is equal to name dot get text dot toString, because this get text, if we look at that particular specific method dot get text, it is giving me an array table. That is something, a sequence of characters that's coming up out of it. So to convert it into a string, we have a toString method, so we can just convert it to that. So let me run this particular code. So at this particular line, it will give me an error message because that name is null. We are trying to attach it with the data, with the object, which should be there, but it will be there after this line, not before this line. And because we have put that code before that content view, set content view, it will assign it to the null value. And when we try to access that particular object, it says that it's a null value. Okay, understand? So let me run it, and then we will see the errors here. Look, the error is coming up. And what is that? We are trying to access java.language.null pointer accession, attempt to invoke something on a null object. Look, added text.get text on the null object, because we have put that particular initialization code before the set content view. That's very important to remember. So before that set content view, these objects that are not present inside our memory. Now if I do that, it will be fine. There is no error. Okay, that's fine. So we understand this thing. Maybe I can put that. Okay, I just keep that particular specific line here. The reason is that I want to use that particular specific line here in the start game on the click event. So we get that particular information from our input field, and then we can check if our name str dot is empty. If it is an empty, we are going to perform a different thing. In the else part, that is like no user input. What do we want to do? We want to show a message, so we say toast dot make text this, and then we say that you must give your name to start a game. Okay, and then we say that toast dot short and then dot show. Let's run it and test it if it is working or not. I didn't put anything, I just start the game. Look, it say that you must give your name to start the game. And if I say something here, then it is not giving me that particular specific. Of course, it is not doing anything. The reason is that in the else part, we didn't put any code right now. Okay, understand? So we tested this particular specific thing. What? Okay, you must, where? Okay, you want, I have a spelling checker here. Okay, start game. That's fine?
No, that's try.
Okay. Okay, we have a start game. Okay, we have to correct those spellings. We have our dictionary here in our class. That's good. Start game? Fine? That's good. So the typos are there, so we are trying to solve. Now, in the else part, what do we want? We want to start a second activity. So game activity, we can say that. So what we need to do, we go into the file, we say that new, and then we want to add an activity. I keep to stick to that particular empty activity. There it is, empty activity, and we want to give them the name as a game activity. We want to create the layout file. Yes, everything is set. We said finish. So now again look at that. It generate that particular game activity, okay, and it has also generated the activity underscore game as well. Wow. Still saying that something that we need to maybe clean it and rebuild it. I mean, it say that does not resolve the symbol because it will a little bit take some time before the system can put that particular into the r.layout file, adding that particular constant. It should be immediate.
So we just created another activity.
Yeah, we have just created another activity. Actually, it creates both files. One is the Java code file, the other one is the activity file itself. So we have that particular empty activity which is there. No, we have not say that it should be a launcher activity. Look, we have the game activity, and the main activity is the launcher activity. Okay. Okay. Wow. Fine. Let's see. Gradle is running. It will resolve that particular problem or not. No. Wow. Game activity underscore game is there. Activity underscore game underscore there. What's the problem? Let me do it. Dot layout dot. Okay. Let me right now keep it like that, and then we can go into that particular activity. So it should be automatically done. Stop it, and then I say that dot. Oh wow. Rebuild that particular project. I mean, it should automatically add that particular value inside our activity underscore game. Where is my activity underscore game? Okay. Can I control Z? Okay. I deleted it. Okay. I mean, automatically it is deleted. The reason is that I say control Z, it's removed that particular activity. Let's go back and add that activity again. I mean, there is something wrong in that automatic activity uh, addition. It's unable to add that particular. So we can say that game activity. We didn't do anything. We just changed that name, activity instead of game, and then we just finish. What's happening? Wow. There is something wrong with that automatic activity addition. It is, I mean, what's happening here? It is not creating that particular constant value inside our R class, r.layout. Otherwise, our layout file is there, our activity underscore layout file is there. Okay, so let me add a few things here, then maybe it will be, let me copy one thing from here. We just take that particular text view, the same, that is the title of our, and then here we are say that not in the main, it is the game title, huh? So that if we have something here, eventually it is going to work with that or not. Okay, let me see. And then what we want the game rules. Again, we have a text view, wrap content. Then I say that I want to have the text. We have say game rules, and then we can say that text size should be 25 sp. I say that text style, make it bold, and then I say that it should below that particular top to the bottom of game title. Look, game title is coming up. Why not my activity is coming up? Okay, dot activity underscore main. Okay, let me what I do, I go here, I try to create a new layout file, layout resource files, and we say that game1 underscore activity. I mean, I just try to make it myself, and then I just click OK. Fine. And what I want to do here, uh, I just I mean the same thing that was in my activity underscore game. I control C it and I put them here inside our activities. Okay, we also have that particular app which is not there inside our game activity. We need to put it here. Now it's fine. So I can see that my preview is there. We have the game. Again, we want to use some different color for this particular text. Maybe I can go for that one. Okay, so I want to use the text color. Control this. So we have this. We will put some margin on the top, like 20 dp, and we also say that we want to keep, like, okay, one more thing, margin. I want that it should put some margin on the left side. 20 dp, not working. I put that margin on top. If I'm putting the margin, it's working, but when I'm putting on the left side, it's not working. Why? The reason is that we haven't set any constraints which are horizontal, and if we are not setting some constraints towards the left side, it is not going to put some margin over there as well. It will try to stick to that particular left side of the wall or left side of the screen. So we just need to put a constraint left to the left of parent, and as soon as I put that particular constraint, that particular 20 dp margin is working. So that's another trick inside the constraint layout. Okay, if you are putting some margin on which side you have not put the constraint, that margin is not going to work. Okay, so we have, now we will just let me take these, copy this one, and then I will just change that particular size to 20. Okay, and I also need to put some ID here so that we can align, that is game rules text, and then I am going to say that you should align yourself to the game rules text. It goes below that one. Okay, okay, this one should be 25, this one should be 20, a little bit smaller, and then we can put those rules over there. What are the rules? Press on the button with larger number and earn 5 points. If you press on the button with smaller number, you will lose 5 points. Okay, so I have that particular. Again, now it's like more kind of like sticking to that particular specific wall here, and that does not look nice. So again, I can put some margin to the right, and then I say again 20 dp, and again look at that, it's not working. Why? Because we have not constrained the right side. So we have to constrain the right side as well. I say that right to the right of the parent. All of a sudden, what happened? I say that right to the right of the parent. Okay, but why it is not putting that margin for the left side? Am I missing something? Constraint right to the right of the parent, and we are in the right information. Wow. Now the left margin is sticking to that one. Let me put some padding. These are the issues. I say that 20 dp on all sides, so that's much more easier. So maybe we can just remove those margins. Margin top is fine, but like here, we can put some padding and squeeze that particular text inside. Okay, so now we need to put those constraints, those two buttons. Okay, so let me put those buttons here. Button wrap content, and then I say that text size is a 30 sp, text color is accent, and we are not going to show any text over there. We can say that the ID is a left button. Okay, the ID is a left button. And what else we need to let me put those buttons here as well. So I will give him the right button. I want that particular button to, what you can say, that top to the bottom of. Now we have that particular specific text, so we give them the ID. What is that? These are the game rules. Okay, these are the game rules. So we can put that particular top to the bottom of game rules. It's coming down. The same thing will be applied on the other button as well. So now we have two buttons at the same position, so that's why we can't see them. Now I want to make this particular button go towards the right. So we can say that right to the right of the parent, and we can put some margin towards the right, like I say 40 dp. So the same thing we can do with the other one as well, but on the left side. Okay, so we can say that what we can say, we can say that margin to the left, that is 40 dp, but it is not going to work unless and until we put that particular specific left to the left of the parent. Now it is done. I think that width we can make it fix 100 dp. Yeah, the same thing that goes here to, so that they are, both of them has the 100 dp. So we have these two buttons, we have assigned them the left button and the right button. That's fine. And then at the end we also have something that is again a text view, and that text view will be something wrap content. I would say that I want to show some scores here. Okay, so I give them the ID scores text, and then of course I want to put it top to the bottom of what, top to bottom of that particular specific left button. It will go down. We have not put that particular text yet, so we can say that scores, we want to make that particular text size 30 sp, and then we say that text color, we make it accent. What else? We can make that particular specific text style bold. I think that should be fine. And then we can need to put that particular left to the left of the parent, and then we put some margin on the left side, and normally I say that I will put 40 and dp, and then I also put the margin on the top side, margin top, again I put 50 dp. So we have that particular specific scores, and remember that we want to get the name from our main activity, and then we want to display here. So where is that particular specific message? We need to put over somewhere, huh? So where we want to show that message? I think after the rules, game rules, or right on the top, number game, welcome, something like this. After the number game title, huh? So what we can do, I mean, of course, we can put that particular specific. Let me go here, and then we say that username text, and when I say username text, so here will be our, I will just keep it name, okay, and I need to, that is fine, but here I need to make it like user name, so it will go down there. Let me change that particular color as well, huh? Again, go back to our scenarios. Maybe I want to choose this, show that particular color here, and then I say that this color, that is the name, it should be green. Fine, we have that username. And what is that inside our game activity? We, let me check if it has activity underscore. Okay, still it is not showing me up even my new game activity as well. Okay, so let me do one thing. It's an unfortunate situation, but let me close that particular project. Sometime, you know, closing and opening again solve the problem. So let's open that particular project again, multiple activity number game, because due to some reasons my activity is not coming up. Look, wow,
What?
it works now, but let us stick, because we work all our game activity one. Maybe I can go with that one. We can just copy paste from this particular activity into the new one, no problem. We can just put all the things from here, control C, and put everything here inside our the game activity. Okay, yeah, no problem, that's fine. Let me close it, we don't need it. So we have that game activity underscore game. So opening and closing sometimes works, huh? Restart the system, reset everything. It was unable to locate that particular R files over there properly. Anyway, so we are all set. Show the message on the top, and we have that particular activity. Now, first of all, we need to go into the main activity, and we try to implement this else part. We have checked that the user has given the input, yes or no. If the user has given the input, then we are going to start the intent and starting our game activity. So what we can do, we can create an intent, that's the intent object. Intent is equal to new intent, passing the context and our game activity dot class. This particular specific thing make it explicit. The reason is what you're saying, we are not saying that you do some, perform some action. We are saying start that specific activity, explicit intent. Okay, and then we can say that in that particular intent we want to put some extra. We need to make that particular specific string. One thing is quite interesting, if we try to use that static, final static strings, public final static string, and we can say that name key. Okay, we need to put equal sign here. We need to first name key. Okay, we have that name key, and we are putting, maybe we'll put underscore over there, doesn't matter, the name key. I hope we are not making any spelling mistake. Good. Okay, so we have that name key, and that name key we are going to use here instead of that particular, because we need to give the name or the key So we can say that name key, and then we are getting the value. We have that particular name str, so we put that particular name str here. So what we have done inside that particular intent object, we put a key value pair, name key, and the value is name str, which is given by the user inside our edit text. Okay, and then we can say that start, again spelling mistakes, start activity, and we will pass this particular intent. Let's run this thing and see that if it is working or not, and then we will come back to our other methods that we want to implement. Okay, so if I just do that, it is not going to work. But if I say name Abbas and start it, it start my activity. And whenever we are going to press that particular back button, it will always come back to this my previous activity. That previous activity is still there, but not visible to us. Now we are doing something here. We know that, I mean, we have printed something in our logcat. Where is our logcat? Okay, don't show me this one here, please. Yeah, I want my logcat. Here's a logcat. Go to that particular debug options, and then we can see, look, it is printing all those informations. No, that's something different. That's not one that we are looking for. But anyway, so we will be implementing a few methods, and as I told you that we are going to play some music inside our main activity. So what we can do, we can go into the resource folder, and we want to have that particular add a Android resource directory, change that particular resource type to raw. Again, automatically it's creating that. You can change that particular directory name, no problem, but just keep it same, simple, keep it raw and add it. Now I need to locate my file. Where is that particular file? Okay, where is that? So I'm trying to locate that particular specific file from my projects, inside my projects, inside the 721 week number 3, I suppose. Yeah, Dil Wale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. And actually I have copied that particular specific file from my location in my computer, and then I come here inside my raw, I right click on that, and I say I want to paste that particular specific file. Where is the paste one? Yeah, it's here. So it's asking me that you want to add that dilwale.mp3 inside the resources raw folder. Yes, I want to add that, and if you look at that, this is there. Fine. So now we need to implement a few methods. Of course, we can start that particular specific game here in this particular specific location. What was that? We can run the media player. Where is my media player? Let me see that particular specific. Yeah, we have that particular specific on create. We are trying to create a media player. Okay, we also need to come down here, so that because we want to access that particular media player in different places. So I say that media player, and then here inside our, what you can say that media player is equal to media player dot create. We want to create it. We say that this, and then we say that r dot raw dot dilwale. Okay, and then we say that media player dot start. So now if I try to run that particular application, it's going to start that particular music for us as well. Okay, so let it run. Now we want to implement a few other methods. Only one time it is going to run. No, it's running. That's fine. Okay, it is looping automatically. I hope so. Let's see. Now we want to add some other on start method. We have this particular overridden method. We have on uh, stop method. Let me go back to my we have on create, we have on start, we have on resume as well, we have on pause as well, we have on stop as well. So right now we are more interested because we don't have that particular specific scenario. The reason is that we are not showing something on in front of it. So we are starting the new activity. So it is on stop and on start. So when we say that, or we can also have that on restart method. So on stop method, what we want to do, we want to say that media player dot pause. And the other thing is, let me put some log file information, log, not long, log dot d, and then we are on start, or what we can say that life cycle. This is a life cycle, and then we say that in on start method. Okay, and here we can say that we are in the on restart methods, and here we can say that we are inside our on stop method. So we are just putting over there, we can see that something is going on. And then here we are saying that media player dot pause. On restart, what we need to do, we say that media player dot start. Let's see if it is working or not. And the other thing is, if you notice that music has stopped, so we can say that Abbas, when we start the activity, it immediately stopped. The reason is that we have called this particular on stop method. It go into the pause situation. It means it is not going to run anymore. And then as long as we come back, when we come back, actually in the restart method, it is again starting that particular specific music. One thing is clear, that something is working. Let me show you as well the logcat. Inside the logcat, we have this particular specific life cycles messages. So you have multiple life cycles in the stop method, in the restart method, in the on start method. Again, how many times? Whenever we are saying that start, it will call that particular on stop method. Okay, look, the on stop method has been performed. It has stopped. Of course, now it is not running at all. And when we click on the back button, look, on restart and on start method are called, and in the on restart we are going to start it again. Understand? Is it fine? We can also say something like that in the media player dot start media player dot set looping. Set looping true. It means that it will continue to, it will not stop. Like it stopped right now. We are where we are. We are in the game active in the number game main title page, but still it is working. So let me and go back. I think we need to restart our application. Then it will be like continuously running in the background, and we can enjoy our background music while we are coding for the game, number game. So we can, if I just do that, it is not going to work. The reason is that we have not provided the name. Malik, start the game, stop it, and then come back. Malik, fine. Okay. So we have seen that we can implement that particular specific different life cycle methods. We can't test right now the on pause and on resume method, okay, but we can, provided that we can, we'll see that. Now we have created that particular specific layout. We have all these buttons, but these buttons are not showing up anything. In the background, that particular music will continue. Let me stop it. Otherwise, the some noise inside the video that we are recording, it will come up. So what we want to display some random numbers here. Okay, so what we can do, we are in our game activity now. We are done with that main activity. So inside our main activity, first of all, we need to access that particular specific name. This particular I'm talking about. We need to access that particular name, this username, and we want to display that particular username over there. Okay, so once we want to display that particular username, a specific message, welcome to the number game. Okay, so we want to display that message here. So we need that particular text view. So we can say that text view username. Again, we have not pressed the enter, so we need to go and press alt enter over there. Username is equal to find by view id r.id.username text. If I'm not wrong, let me confirm. Username text, yes. So that's fine. And now what we want to get the intent. And remember that I try to make that particular public static final int here, name key. I can access that particular name key here. What I am trying to do here, I say that username dot set text, and here we are saying get intent. No, not sorry. Get intent. It will give me the intent. Now I'm not saving in the variable. I'm just saying that give me that intent. It give the intent object. From that intent object, get string extra, and we are saying that main activity dot name key. Understand? So we are getting that key using this string extra from the intent and putting that inside our set text. But of course, we will be making a message here. We can say plus hi and put some space over there as well, and then we can say that plus what? We put an exclamation mark, welcome to number game. Okay, that will set that particular specific message for me. Fine, that's the one part, passing the information from one or the other. So let me pass some more informations here. Or not only the string, that's something that we want to use it. And then I say that intent dot put extra, I say value 1, and then I give 79. Okay, and then I also put some value number 2. I put true, true, not capital, true, true. That's a boolean value. If I say that I want to put again value number 3, and then I say that I want to put 2.5 and capital F. That is mean it is a floating value. Okay, I put these 3 values, and of course here I'm not going to put those values inside, but I'm going to put those values inside our. So we can say that we have int val1 is equal to get intent dot get int extra, and we have valu value 1, and the default value is -1. and then we also have that boolean, yeah, boolean value. So we can say that boolean val 2, and this is equal to get intent dot get boolean extra, and then again we are giving that particular value value 2, and the default value is false. It is coming true over from there, but default value is false. And then we say that we say a float, and then val 3 is equal to get intent dot get float extra, and then we can put value value 3, and then we are giving 0.0 f. When if we don't put the f and say that we are supposed to get found double value, but actually we are what is required is a floating value. So we put the cap. Can I put small f? Yes, even capital F or small f, they are fine. So we are saying that. So once we have that one, we can say that log dot d, we are putting that particular value over there. Intent underscore values, and then we are putting val 1. It say that it is not going to accept it. The reason is that it should be a string. So maybe we can say that we can try to use that particular specific thing as well. So it is a string, it will convert that automatically into the string and put it over there. So let's do it like that. Again we say that value 2, and then we say that value 3. Understand? So it is automatically going to convert into the string. And let me run that particular specific application. Do we are getting that particular specific? We put the name here, started. So look at it. Hi boss, welcome to the number game. And if we look at our logcat, and then we try to use this particular specific search string to search into our debugger. So look at that, value 79, intent value is true, intent value is 2.5, which is coming from the other one. So we are getting those values inside this second activity. Okay, so that's the intent part. So now let's stick to our main activity, game activity, and finish this demonstration of Android programming. What we want to do, we want to generate two numbers.
Yeah,
So let me do integer values, left number and right number. Okay, and then we can say that we have a private method which does not return anything, generate numbers, and it will generate numbers. It will only generate these two numbers. Okay, so what we can say that we are trying to say that left number is equal to math dot random multiply by 1000, and then of course because it is a double value which is going to be returned, we need to convert that into the int. Once we did that, everything's fine. We do the same thing for the right number. Understand? Now the point is, if unfortunately these two numbers are equal, what will happen? That's not the right thing. So we will say that while left number is double equal to right number, we are going to regenerate these two numbers, and it will continue unless and until they are equal. If they are not equal, that's fine. Generate two numbers. We are just generating these two numbers and putting them in the left and the right one. Now we need to put these numbers inside our buttons. If we want to put them inside our buttons, then we need these two button variables, left button, right button, and then of course we want to initialize that in our on create method. So our left button, not number, left button is equal to find by id r dot id dot id dot left button, and similarly we say that right button is equal to find by id r dot id dot right button. So once we have initialized, we can set them. For example, before we can set them, we generate numbers inside our on create method. We are calling this particular method and we are generating those numbers. Now we can set those. We can also have a private void set numbers, okay, or set. We can say that set numbers, and then we can say that left button dot set text, and now we can't give something like this left number. If we are giving the integer, it's supposed to have a string or a sequence of characters, but what we are giving is a number, so we need to convert that particular specific number into the string. Okay, so how we can do that? String dot I think we have integer dot parse int, not parse int. We, what is that number? We can say that integer dot toString, yeah, toString, and we give the integer value. So we give the left number over there, we are putting in the left button, left number, and then the same thing is going to be worked with the right button. So here we say right button, and then here we say that right number, right left button, left number, right button, right number. We are setting those numbers, or like, what is it, put, anyway, keep it like set numbers. And then what we are doing after generating the number, we are say set numbers. So we are putting these numbers on the buttons. Is it fine? Run it, see how it goes. We get those numbers, but right now we have not implemented the click events for these buttons, and then we need to scores as well. So what we also have this one here, we say that scores, and then we have these buttons. We can set their left button dot set on click listener. We can say that new on click listener, and then we can say that we are calling another method, we are making another method which is trying to it's a private method void left button clicked, okay, and then okay, doesn't matter, we can just do that. And what we are doing, we are testing, we have those values, so we can say that if left number, the current left number is greater than the right number, then right answer. Understand? In the else part, the wrong answer. In the right answer, what we need to do? We say that scores plus equal to 5. but of course let me initialize that particular scores here as well, here in the, what you can say that scores is equal to 0. Understand? In the beginning we are initializing, then we are, then if it is a plus, then we, if the wrong answer, we say that scores minus equal to 5. We are subtracting it. Is it fine? And we are not doing anything. Okay, yeah, we need to generate new numbers because we already done it. We also need to set numbers, generate new numbers, and then putting them on the buttons. But we also need to change the scores. So let me have another method here, private void set scores. Okay, we have that particular specific change the scores. What we want to do, we want to put that particular scores here in that scores area. Spellings are correct or not? SCORES, scores. Understand? We want to put that particular specific scores area. What is that? It's a score text. So we need another text view here, score text, and then we need to initialize that particular one here. What is that? Score text is equal to find by view id r dot id dot scores text, and then we can use inside our scores set scores, we say that score text dot set text, and then here we are trying to see that scores, and here we can use the scores as integer. The reason is that we have already have a string here, and then when we say plus, automatically convert that into the string, and then maybe we can, instead of having this one, we can have something like this, like converting it into two string. We can say that this plus left number makes it simpler, but that's the appropriate way, but this is like kind of a jugaad. Only these people can understand what I am talking about. But anyway, so we have set the scores, okay, but we have only handle, so we need to call that particular set scores. Now for the right button, I can just simply copy this thing, and I just change one thing here, that if the right button is greater, add the scores, do the same thing, and then of course here we have the right button, and then we need to call that particular specific inside our left click event. We say that left button clicked, and similarly for the right button, not number, right button dot set on click listener, new on click listener, okay, and then we say right button clicked. Let's see how it goes. Cross our finger, everything is working perfectly fine. Okay, so we have John, and we start the game. John is a very, does not know anything. Oh yeah, good, okay, yep, fine. Which one? Okay, I lose it. Fine, let me, what is that? 460 37. Okay, okay, okay. Oh man. Okay, anyway, so we are done with that particular number game, as well as we see that how I can play with my activity lifecycle methods, okay, how we can create the raw directory files over there, and let's finish our demo video here and stop it. Okay, see you next time. Bye.